citizen scientists can examine photos to help discover a new planet, which recent evidence suggests is hiding at the edge of the solar system. And now they are asking the science-minded public to help them scan the skies for it. Dubbed Planet 9, or Planet 10 for those still desperately clinging to Pluto, Mike Wall at Space.com reports that the existence of the unseen celestial body was first proposed by astronomers in 2014. After looking at the odd orbits of dwarf planets and other rocky bodies beyond Pluto, researchers hypothesized that a large body was perturbing their journeys through space. Since then, more bodies with unusual orbits have been discovered, and one team suggests that the undiscovered planet has tilted the orbits of all the other planets in the solar system by 6 degrees as well as tilting the Sun itself. According to calculations, Planet 9, if it exists, would be 10 to 15 times as massive as Earth and would likely be 1,000 astronomical units away from the Sun, or 1,000 times the distance from Earth to our favorite star. The evidence for the planet is growing so quickly that Mike Brown, astronomer at Caltech, said during a press conference in October that its discovery was more or less imminent, reports Wall. I'm pretty sure, I think, that by the end of next winter, not this winter, next winter I think that there'll be enough people looking for it that somebody's actually going to track this down. Now, NASA and the University of California, Berkeley are relying on legions of astrogeeks to help finally find the elusive planet. In a project called Backyard Worlds, Planet 9, the public can help by examining flipbooks of images from NASA's Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer, WISE, which has imaged the sky 6 different times, to identify bright spots that are moving. A moving point of light could be Planet 9. While automated searches are already poring over the data, NASA says human eyes often see things the computers miss. Automated searches don't work well in some regions of the sky, like the plane of the Milky Way galaxy, because there are too many stars, which confuses the search algorithm, says postdoc researcher Aaron Meisner, who works on the WISE data, in a press release. People at their computers looking at images on their screens might be able to spot the objects better, he says. Backyard Worlds, Planet 9 has the potential to unlock once-in-a-century discoveries, and it's exciting to think they could be spotted first by a citizen scientist. So why can't we already see Planet 9 in the night sky, like we can see most of the other planets? According to the press release, because that region of space is so far from the Sun, very little light reaches objects and they do not shine very brightly, if at all. The infrared camera on WISE, however, can pick up faint light from objects. Despite mounting evidence, however, not everyone believes that Planet 9 is the real deal. Renu Malhotra, professor of planetary science at the University of Arizona, tells Joel Achenbach at the Washington Post that the evidence still seems sketchy. The evidence is very intriguing, but I don't think I can put a high likelihood on it yet, she says. I see the evidence as being quite soft, still. Even if Planet 9 doesn't emerge from the flipbooks, Deborah Bird and Eleanor Imster at Earth Sky report there might be fringe benefits if citizen scientists are able to detect mysterious brown dwarfs, high-mass star/planet hybrids that only emit infrared light. There are just over 4 light-years between Neptune and Proxima Centauri, the nearest star, and much of this vast territory is unexplored, said lead researcher Mark Kuchner, an astrophysicist at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland. Because there's so little sunlight, even large objects in that region barely shine invisible light. But by looking in the infrared, WISE may have imaged objects we otherwise would have missed. WISE scanned the entire sky between 2010 and 2011, producing the most comprehensive survey at mid-infrared wavelengths currently available. With the completion of its primary mission, WISE was shut down in 2011. It was then reactivated in 2013 and given a new mission assisting NASA's efforts to identify potentially hazardous near-Earth objects, NEOs, which are asteroids and comets on orbits that bring them into the vicinity of Earth's orbit. The mission was renamed the Near-Earth Object Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer, NEO-WISE. The new website uses the data to search for unknown objects in and beyond our own solar system. In 2016, astronomers at Caltech in Pasadena, California, showed that several distant solar system objects possessed orbital features indicating they were affected by the gravity of an as-yet undetected planet, which the researchers nicknamed Planet 9. If Planet 9, also known as Planet X, exists and is as bright as some predictions, it could show up in WISE data. The search also may discover more distant objects like brown dwarfs, sometimes called failed stars, in nearby interstellar space. Brown dwarfs form like stars but evolve like planets, and the coldest ones are much like Jupiter, said team member Jackie Faherty, an astronomer at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. By using Backyard Worlds, Planet 9, the public can help us discover more of these strange rogue worlds. Unlike more distant objects, those in or closer to the solar system appear to move across the sky at different rates. The best way to discover them is through a systematic search of moving objects in WISE images. While parts of this search can be done by computers, machines are often overwhelmed by image artifacts, especially in crowded parts of the sky. These include brightness spikes associated with star images and blurry blobs caused by light scattered inside WISE's instruments. Backyard Worlds, Planet 9 relies on human eyes because we easily recognize the important moving objects while ignoring the artifacts. It's a 21st century version of the technique astronomer Clyde Tombaugh used to find Pluto in 1930, a discovery made 87 years ago this week. On the website, people around the world can work their way through millions of flipbooks, which are brief animations showing how small patches of the sky changed over several years. Moving objects flagged by participants will be prioritized by the science team for follow-up observations by professional astronomers. Participants will share credit for their discoveries in any scientific publications that result from the project. Backyard Worlds, Planet 9 has the potential to unlock once-in-a-century discoveries, and it's exciting to think they could be spotted first by a citizen scientist, said team member Aaron Meisner, a postdoctoral researcher at the University of California, Berkeley, who specializes in analyzing WISE images. Backyard Worlds, Planet 9 is a collaboration between NASA, UC Berkeley, the American Museum of Natural History in New York, Arizona State University, the Space Telescope Science Institute in Baltimore, and Zooniverse, a collaboration of scientists, software developers, and educators who collectively develop and manage citizen science projects on the Internet. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, manages and operates WISE for NASA's Science Mission Directorate. The WISE mission was selected competitively under NASA's Explorers program managed by the agency's Goddard Space Flight Center. The science instrument was built by the Space Dynamics Laboratory in Logan, Utah. The spacecraft was built by Ball Aerospace and Technologies Corp. In Boulder, Colorado. Science operations and data processing take place at the Infrared Processing and Analysis Center at Caltech, which manages JPL for NASA. For more information about Backyard Worlds, Planet 9, visit http://backyardworlds.org. For more information about NASA's WISE mission, visit http://www.nasa.gov/wise.